Welcome guys to the first episode of a simple FIFA guide to an ultimate team, and this is brought to you by OtaconAlonsus from SimplyFifa. This is actually my first ever commentary for FIFA, actually first ever commentary for anything on YouTube that I've done, as you can see from the club name, which seems a bit appropriate for me. So basically what the series is about is it's a match endings guide to building the dream team that we want. There'll be no trading, there'll be no buying of packs in the series. This is simply about managing the coins we get from playing matches and getting ourselves that decent gold team that can actually compete with the best. I find this way actually more challenging and fun, and it actually gives a better more sense of achievement than just getting a PSN card and buying my way into glory. And from our starter pack here, you can see we do get lucky and get quite a few England players, which means we can get our chemistry to be at least over 50%, which is not bad at all for a starter pack. As you can probably tell, English isn't my first language, but I will try and be plausible and clear as I can be. So just bear with me. And I have actually done this before, and it's not as hard as people actually think it is. I actually built a decent La Liga squad. It took me like 55 games, if I can remember correctly. Yeah. And I was documenting all that on SimplyFifa, if you want to go and check that out. And we start off here with our first game, with our decent, awesome bronze team against Rockstars, who seems to have a starter pack as well. And I was actually fancying my chances here, and I had to win. I actually thought I was going to win, really. Because I had more chemistry than him. Well, from the footage here, you can see action doesn't pick up until deep into the second half, in the 65th minute, probably due to the sloppy bronze players or the shocking finishing from both of us. And basically, throughout the series, what I'll be doing is going through the best ways of keeping ourselves from overspending. And actually that's making it easier for us to build the gold squad. What I will say is it's actually a very patient process, and one needs to really plan out how they're going to go about things. The very first time I played Ultimate Team, FIFA 11, I kinda did the common mistake that most new players do, and I was buying a gold player every single time I got coins, and that led me to being overwhelmed with injuries and players running out of contracts, which then forced me to delete my club and start all over again. And we'll be trying to avoid that, and as you can see, I got a 2-0 win in the first game, and I was pretty happy about that. And we jump into a second game here against Real Legendary. Well, actually, his name is Rene1214. I'm quite sure I'm not the only one who has done this mistake of actually getting to the dreaded brick wall of being overwhelmed with contracts and injuries. Another reason why I decided to do this is I have seen, like, on the EA forums and some other forums in general, where people actually complain that it's practically impossible to actually build a gold squad from match endings alone. Well, yes and no. You can build a decent team if you're going for, there's loads of cheap decent players who you can actually get, but if you're going for a Lionel Messi team, of course that's impossible, and you will have to actually trade and buy packs and hopefully get lucky with that. And obviously we're not going for Messi here, we are just going for a beastly goal team that's fun to play. And when I did this before, I actually did this with I was building a La Liga squad, and this time I've opted to go for Serie A. I've actually never built a Serie A team, and so it's kind of unknown for me, which is gonna be fun. I don't really play with Serie A players, and the main thing I can say, the first point I'm gonna say for the series is you have to choose a formation, one that you like playing, and two that's actually cheap. Cheap in the sense that the players in that formation are actually cheap. You don't have to spend like 5,000 coins to buy the striker you need. And I actually chose a 3-4-1-2 formation here, which I've grown to actually like. I could have gone for a 4-1-2-1-2 or a 4-4-2, but you all know how much those formations cost. Well, and this third game actually come up against Wolfgang 4, who's got a beastly English bronze team. And as you can probably tell, I'm not as skillful as other established YouTube commentators like Nepenthes and the like. Well, I'm just an average player, so this is actually a perfect template of actually how the average FIFA player can actually build a goal squad from absolutely nothing. And just before I lose any focus here, I'd like to mention if you can visit SimplyFifa.com. It's an alternative to the EA forums. It's a more peaceful forum, a community, and there is definitely less trolling on the EA forums. Well, I don't mean to actually talk bad about the EA forums, but you know how bad they can be at times. Anyhow, I'll actually go 1-0 up against Wolfgang 4 here, and he gets an equalizer. He actually has a better team than me, and I was constantly under pressure the whole time. And as you can see, he grabs a second goal here in the 45th minute, which was actually bad for me, but you can see the game was pretty close. I actually do manage to hold my own in the second half, and the game could easily have gone either way, but my finishing was just terrible or shocking. I really should learn. I should work on my finishing, really, otherwise I could have won this game easily. So the game ends at 2-1, and I get 560 coins only, and I decide to get my first gold player. And I've been hearing there is actually a lot of hype about Jovetic, who I decide to actually get now as my first gold player, and hopefully he can actually be beast for me to actually win a few more games for me. And the series is the first episode is actually coming to a close here, guys, and hopefully I do appreciate all the constructive criticism from my first episode, and may the handicap be with you. Cheers. Thanks a lot, guys. See you on the second episode.